Albert Fisher is a typesetter. He receives several manuscripts every month from his clients. Now, there was a time when he really enjoyed his work. He became something of a connoisseur of the standards of longhand and typing, spelling, and the quality of paper used by his editor friends. When one or two of them wanted to save the cost of rekeying and started to use word processors, he felt a twinge of regret. The floppy disk just didn't give him quite the same feeling of excitement aroused by turning over the pages of a bulky typescript. However, he accepted the change, consoling himself with the thought that speed and efficiency would improve everyone's lot, and in particular, save him hours of tedious proofreading. He even accepted the cost of buying a PC or two, and linked them online to his typesetter in order to read the discs he was sent. And then disaster struck. The use of PCs proliferated. All his authors had one, each a different one, each, deliberately it seemed to a disgruntled Albert, written to a different format, in a different computer language, by a different word processor. He had to buy more and more PCs to read the discs. It cost him a fortune. He began to hate computers and showed the first symptoms of the dreaded conversion syndrome. In the words of a Scottish expert, binary sports before the eyes and a tendency to shout error messages in his sleep. Very sad, very sad. And the irony is that it was all unnecessary. The Intermedia converter would have done it all for him easily and at far less cost. This ingenious computer can read over 510 disk formats, double or single-sided, soft or hard-sectored, and write a disk suitable for Albert's typesetter. The fundamental question to which Albert now knows the answer is, are computers compatible? The answer is causing a growing problem for printers, publishers, bankers, accountants, and hundreds of professionals who receive more and more data from their customers on disk. The Intermedia converter offers a simple, easy-to-use, and cost-effective solution to the problem. Let's run through a simple conversion program.
The Intermedia system requires no previous training. It is totally menu-driven, with all functions available using only 6 keys. This is the main menu. From this you can select a number of functions. The use of a block cursor and a color monitor makes the identification of a function simple and unmistakable. The first function is copy data. The second function is to copy data using a default operation which you can set up yourself. Other functions allow you to select translation tables, to format disks, and to interrogate disks at sector level. The copy data function produces a screen list of all the input formats. In this case, the disk we are going to read is from a televideo, which is CPM. The Intermedia converter can read over 200 CPM disks, and these are on a separate menu under CPM Others. The televideo disk is 5 1/4 inch, and for this we select the A drive. The Intermedia can also handle 8-inch, 3-inch, and 3.5-inch disks. So, from the CPM drive list, we select televideo. We now call up the output format menu. From this, using the cursor, we can select the destination of the data. This could be another word processor, a photo typesetting system, the Winchester disk for editing, or the screen console. We decide to output to the screen console, a simple selection using the cursor. This is the disk directory, and we select a file, SS Europe. When we make that selection, the cursor turns red and the data appears on the screen. We know that this particular disk was written using the WordStar program, and that's why the screen is showing somewhat garbled language that won't make sense to another word processing system or to a photo typesetter. We have to put this right, and for this we use a translation table. So we call up a list of translation tables and select WordStar. For more complicated translations, we can add up to 4 tables in one pass. We select our file again, and the indicator at the bottom of the screen tells us that the translation is taking place. Here comes the clean data, and you can see that all the WordStar coding has been removed and the words are intelligible. The Intermedia translation tables can be manipulated by the user and can handle strings, characters and toggles.
It can do all that?
Yes, and more. It can write to hard-sectored disks, it can format disks for over 200 different word processors, it can read and write magnetic tape. In fact, if you have an intermedia converter, you can convert data from all the most widely used micros and word processors around today.
And what about tomorrow?
50 new formats are added to the list every 3 months.
Is there no end to it all?
No, because the Intermedia converter is also a powerful personal computer in its own right, and with appropriate software can do all the tasks that you expect a PC to do: word processing, spelling checks, mailing lists, business management and accounts.
But it's not just limited to printing and publishing.
By no means. It's being used by banks, the police, communication centres, defence establishments, accountants and industry in general. Anywhere where essential data is provided from a number of different sources that require translation into a common language.
An attractive characteristic of Intermedia is their relationship with their customers through their customer support service. A quarterly bulletin provides information about updated software, and customers are encouraged to ask by telephone or by letter for help in sorting out their problems. There is, as a result, an exchange of information which is useful to both parties because Intermedia is always keen to learn about new formats. The customer support service and an 18-month warranty on the hardware make Intermedia's customers feel secure in an uncertain world. If you invest in an Intermedia converter, this message will no longer have any meaning. It certainly doesn't for Albert. He's a far happier man. He bores his family and his friends with computer jargon. He didn't get much for his vintage collection of PCs, but he didn't mind, because compared with the relatively low cost of the Intermedia converter, the value that he got from it was more than adequate compensation.